Hi guys, it's Dutchess. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dutchess. This is my channel, Dutchess Divinity, and we do lots of stuff here, but today we're going to do a love pick a card. There will be 3 groups to pick from, so you can pick all of them or one of them, whatever you want. But it's going to be a quick little read, so whatever you feel comfortable with. Stay tuned for a bonus message, please, at the end. If you want a bonus message from my blue Higher Self deck, I'm going to be doing that now. Okay, bye. So, we have Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. So go ahead, pick your group now, and I will see you there. All right, bye-bye. Hi, Group 1. You picked the Light Seers Tarot, and the first card that you got is the Ace of Wands. So I feel, Group 1, that what's coming in is a beautiful new beginning. I think it's not only going to stimulate you in your lower chakras with that Kundalini energy, and the sensual energy and that temptation energy, but it's also going to stimulate you in your mind because we do see the third eye here. You could have been thinking about this or manifesting this or seeing it in your mind's eye. They're also saying they've been hitting you with like full body feelings. So whatever is coming in for your new beginning has been hitting you with like full body surges of energy, and you've been feeling it in moments, and it's going to be very, very healing because it does look like a violet flame around the red and orange. And Saint Germain with the violet flame is a master manifester and healer. So let's go ahead and get the deck out and see what else Spirit has for you. So Spirit, what's your message, please, for Group 1? What's the message for Group 1? What's the message for Group 1? Not talking, huh? All right, let's see. We have the 9 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the Moon. What the fuck? I just pulled all these cards in a personal read. I literally just pulled all these cards in a private reading. This is really weird, but I'm gonna run with it. They're all coming out, so I guess it must be a collective message that's coming through, and I will read it in a way that's a little bit different. So I see here that for a long time you've been waiting for a new beginning and trying to cultivate a pretty big manifestation, and one of your manifestations could be a partner to go along with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest and cultivate. I see that you're kind of once bitten and twice shy, and I understand why. I see that with the 9 of Wands here. I see here with the 2 of Wands that it feels like you've been waiting forever, and it feels like it's never coming in. You've gotten very wary that you'll actually get what it is that you want, and you've been feeling like giving up, or you've been feeling very stagnant recently. Here with the Moon, you've also been feeling a little bit crazy, and part of you wonders, am I crazy for believing that this could ever be something? Am I crazy? That song that's like, am I wrong for thinking that we could be something for real? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, am I wrong? I don't remember by who. But it's like you've just been feeling crazy. You feel like your ships are never coming in. You're feeling very defensive at this point, probably annoyed with your spirit guides and also with your circumstances, as well as the external circumstances of the collective and of the earth. And you're just really tired of it all. And I see that you really have your walls up. You have your walls and defenses up because things that you thought were loving in the past ended up being really fucking horrible here with the 7 of Swords, and painful, and there was energy stolen from you, and there were sleepless nights, and there could have even been nights that you genuinely cried yourself to sleep. And so you're once bitten, twice shy, but I see here with the Knight of Cups that there is something positive coming back around, but it's like you gotta go slow. You gotta go slow, and you gotta trust the process, and you have to also trust as well that, you know, you're not the same person that got bamboozled and duped in the past, and perhaps your actions have been reflecting that. And even if you don't make the best choices, or you're not necessarily happy with the choices that you make in the moment, still recognize that you've learned and you're doing better than the first time that this lesson came around. Someone could be coming back, so I just said came back around. Here with the Hanged Man and the Knight of Wands, it's like there's this hang up. It's like you can't get past this certain point in a relationship, and I feel like you're gonna finally break free. And I just heard that song, I want to break free. So it's like I feel like you're finally gonna break free of doing the same thing over and over again, even if it takes a couple tries, and even if you don't get it right the first time. I see that you're stepping into this High Priestess energy where you're trusting yourself more and taking care of yourself more and putting yourself first more. And so because of that, I see that you are going to break out of this cycle, out of this Hanged Man period, and it won't feel like you're waiting forever anymore because your actions have shifted and changed, which means that the outcome is going to shift and change, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again but expecting different results. Here with the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Six of Swords, you're moving on from things that no longer light you up or serve you, and I see that you're standing in an energy that you're not really backing down. I just heard I Won't Back Down by Tom Petty. You're in an energy where you're like, you know, it's either what I want or nothing. Like, you're not settling, you're not letting people get away with the bare minimum. You're like, I deserve what I deserve. I'm stable, I'm self-sufficient, I can provide for myself. I don't need to accept less than what I actually enjoy. I don't need to accept half manifestations. And I see you're just kind of like giving up, like not in a bad way, like surrendering, like fuck it. And you're just like, we're moving forward, we're pressing on. And you're moving into uncharted waters. And here with the Death and Rebirth card and the Karmic Wheel turning. Oh, shit, nice. The King of Wands. So your Knight of Wands here that kept you going in the same circles over and over again is now shifting into a King of Wands because you're changing the way you do things. And this is creating a death and rebirth in your life. You're ending a cycle. You're stepping forward into a new timeline and a new situation. You're almost stepping through this portal. It could be the 1111 portal if you're watching this in real time. I also see a lion, so if you're watching this in the future, it could be the Lionsgate portal. Or you could have made a choice back during the Lionsgate portal previously. But here we have the Ouroboros, and it's like you're no longer a snake eating its own tail. You're no longer going in the same circles you've been going in. You're stepping into this really beautiful rebirth, and you're being rewarded for it. So trust that. That's all I have for you, Group 1. Like if you liked it, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you another time. Alright, thanks, bye-bye. Hi, Group 2. Those of you who chose this group chose the Four of Wands, so a really beautiful way to start this reading. I feel like you could have some connections to the Fae right now, and I feel like nature is really calling you. Mother Gaia is calling you to go out and connect to her, to spend time with her, to be with her, to really feel her energy, enjoy her energy. Also, you're being asked to like stop and smell the roses and really just be in the moment, enjoy the little things, try not to sweat stuff so much. And you could have, you know, actually big bad issues going on in your life, but try not to stress it or sweat it too much. It's like you can only control what you can control, and that's it, right? So let's see what else Spirit has to say. So Spirit, what do you want to tell Group 2, please? So I feel like you were building in a certain direction in love, and then you got kind of swept off course. So whether it was by your own triggers and trauma, or it was by another person's triggers and traumas within them, or both of you combined, it could definitely be both of you combined, especially with the Four of Wands there. It could signify a twin flame relationship, but I feel like it was like you guys were walking in a certain direction and you kind of got sent off course because you both got triggered, or one got triggered into either old thinking or old behavior, and there's a separation happening right now. But Spirit wants you to trust that right now the best thing you can do for yourself is be there for yourself and be your own best friend, supporting the inner child. I feel the inner child might be feeling somewhat abandoned right now, and if you're feeling like you miss this person and kind of sad about whatever separation you've stepped into, it's not a tower moment, it's a moment in the cold, right? And it's a moment to reflect. So it's like if you're feeling sad, just know they're feeling sad too. And it's like I'm sure there are certain ways that you act unconsciously that you'd like to change, certain habits or ways of being or ways of speaking or whatever it is that maybe you're not thrilled about yourself. Just know that the certain things that they might do or say in this relationship, they're not thrilled about either, and they're working on changing those as well. Just know the feeling's mutual, and that right now you're being asked to be alone because you're truly being asked to speak to yourself, connect to yourself, and connect to that inner child and see what that inner child needs. And you know what? Sometimes our inner fucking adult needs some help too. Like today, I fucking cried because I just feel stressed, and a lot of times I feel very inadequate, and I think that's just a human experience. Like, that's just being human, and I had to fucking let it out. And then my therapist was like, well, let's talk to that part of you and see like what's going on, and like have a rational conversation with it. And I was like, a doy? Like, I never even fucking thought of that. And I talked to that part of myself, and I listened to those like fears and upsets, and a lot of it was connected to my inner child, even though it's affecting my adult self today. So right now, if you're in a separation or you're being asked to take a moment apart, like that song by Odessa, I think that's an album actually, A Moment Apart. If you're asked to take that, just know you're not being punished. This is not a punishment. This is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to find love, and it's also an opportunity to stop like leaning on different crutches. So like if you're codependent, you might lean on this person. If you're got an affinity for alcohol, you might lean on drinking. If you get stressed out, you might lean on smoking weed. Whatever it is, you have an affinity to lean and to avoid. And there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm not saying this to shame you. I'm just illuminating it so that Spirit's telling you you can find either better, more helpful coping skills, or you can raw dog it and fucking do it on your own, dude. And they're just asking you to get to that point where you're able to not need the crutch, to not need to lean, so that you can come back into union with this other person, so that neither of you are leeching off of the other where your shortcomings begin. So you're not pulling from them what you can provide for yourself. It's like that story they're telling me, like with Jesus and the fish, and that saying even that's like, teach a man to fish and he'll fish for his whole life. Give a man a fish, he'll eat for one night. You don't want to eat for one night. You want to be abundant. You want to fish for the rest of your life. And it's like Jesus with the fish. It's like, I think when you find that fish within, when you find that support from within, then you're abundant, and then you have an unlimited amount of support from within, aka the fish that he just manifests out of nowhere. So it's like, I feel like once you do make this change, you do take a turn and things shift, I feel like you're going to be feeling so abundant, and that's when you can come back into connection with this person. And just know that they're working too. 8 of Cups. Yeah, you're walking away from certain behavior. So I feel like there's certain immature behavior in them, and there's certain immature behavior in you, and you're saying that you're done with it. You're over it. You're not really falling back into it. This eclipse season might have been bringing it up and kicking it up, because that's what the hell eclipses do. So I feel like you got kicked into some old neural pathways, kicked into some old behaviors, thought processes, actions, whatever it was, codependency, whatever, and Spirit's asking you to say, no, I only need myself, manifest out of it. You have everything you need within you, and then to build a more strong, stable, slow foundation, not just within yourself, but with the other person, not ignoring any red flags, not looking at them as your enemy instead of, you know, your friend or your partner. My sister gave me great advice. She said, when you have a problem with someone you love, it's not you versus me, it's you and me versus the problem. And I always forget that. But it's great advice. So remember, it's you and them versus the problem. Like I said, not ignoring, enabling, or making excuses for the vices, situations, or behavior that no longer serve either of you, but finding more constructive ways to come out of it and finding it within yourself. That way you're not crutching on the other person. All right? That's all I have for you, Group 2. Like if you liked it, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you feel like it. I'll see you another time. All right? I love you. Bye. Hi, Group 3. This is for those of you who chose the King of Wands. So the energy I'm getting from this is that there is a very strong masculine energy either within you or around you that's very interested in connecting more to you. So if it's an outside source, if it's a person, if it's a masculine energy and it's a person, I feel as though they're very interested, serious, and ready to take things to the next level. And I feel if it's a masculine energy that's erupting within you, it's a part of yourself that maybe you don't know that well, that's ready to be recognized, seen, and heard by you, ready to be cultivated and moved into the next step, into the next part of your journey. So let's see what the deck has to say. Yep, you're having victory over, I feel like for some of you, there's like a wounded masculine in you because there were certain things that your father wasn't able to provide for you. I'm seeing that like angry masculine energy, that it's like they're angry, but they're like, I yell at you because I love you, or like I spank you because I love you, and it's like, yeah, but, you know, I feel like you're healing that, and I feel like you're kind of moving forward from that and shifting and changing that within yourself and realizing, you know, that maybe your dad did the best that he could if he was even around, you know? And I feel like you're having a victory over this. I also feel like you could have felt like you couldn't speak up with men or masculine energies, or you didn't have space in, like, masculine spaces, or, you just felt inferior in some way because of these perceived masculine shortcomings within self, and Spirit's just saying that you're having victory over that now. I also feel too that if it's a physical man coming back into your life, you're about to have a major victory. There's going to be a bout of honesty or like really fast moving commitment energy. So this is giving the vibes of like you were the one that got away and they're not going to let you get away again, kind of. So it's almost like if there was miscommunications, misunderstanding, you went your separate ways, it's like this person's been thinking about what happened, thinking about their part, thinking about your part, and thinking about how they can fix it. And I feel like they've been really worried because they do see you as such a blessing. This is also someone who cares very deeply about you, whether they admit it or not. They have a deep care in their heart for you. So like when kind of shit's hitting the fan, they're like, oh my God, I hope they're okay. Like, I hope this person's okay. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like, they think of you. They think of you and they think of integrating you into their life, and if they had the opportunity to do it again, they would take it and they wouldn't squander it, because they definitely squandered it last time by not taking you seriously enough. And then I think for those of you who are shifting the masculine energy within self as well, there's so much of you that was like a scared little kid because you didn't have the proper masculine energy. Like maybe your dad was always working or something, and so it's like you always had food on the table and you always had what you needed, but you didn't have your dad. And then it was like you could have been given a hard time, like, oh, well, I have to work because I have to buy this and that, and basically like, I have to work, I can't provide you what you need because I have to go to a job. And so you might have felt guilty, like with the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Swords, like, oh, I have everything I need, but I'm still not happy. And Spirit's just validating that, like, yeah, like, obviously you need food and clothes and everything like that, but you also need love and you need support and you need masculine guidance. And so Spirit's just acknowledging that you're finding that within yourself, something that you were deprived of as far as healthy masculine energy goes as a child. Yeah, and I also see there was a lot of pain. So I think there was a lot of pain and suffering as far as the masculine energy went when you were growing up. I think there could have been pain and suffering in this connection as well if you do have a person coming in. And it's like you've gotten to the point where you're moving past it. You're able to provide for yourself what it is that you need. You've got everything within your garden. You have the independence. And it's like this is pre-Empress energy. The Emperor finds her completely self-sufficient in her garden and provides her something that she can't do herself, a baby, right? So just be careful if you don't want to get pregnant. This could be your sign if you're trying to get pregnant. But right now, Spirit's just saying that you've moved through some really tough stuff from the past, and it's only made you stronger. It's made you more beautiful, more independent, more self-sufficient, and it's given you blessings. You were able to grow through the blessings, like grow through to the blessings, I should say, like the lotus flower, how it has to grow in like the dirtiest, muckiest, nastiest soil in order to bloom, right? So it's like you had to go through some of the most horrible, horrendous, terrible, messed up, painful, soul-crushing shit so that you could come out this beautiful lotus flower. It's the only way that you could emerge due to your soul contracts or the family you were born into or the karma you accumulated before incarnating into this life, and that's just how it is, and you move through it. You move through it with grace, and Spirit just wants you to know, if you've been feeling down, if you've been feeling like you're not progressing, if you've been feeling like you're suffering or like you're hurting, there is a big blessing on the way, and this big blessing is going to be worth it, because with the number 4, it's a number of stable foundations. 4 also represents the cube or the cross that Jesus was crucified on. He was crucified, but he came back to life. So it's like you've been crucified, but you've never just given up, and you always come back to life, and you always make sure that you come out stronger on the other end. And Spirit wants you to know that there's a really beautiful blessing of love, strong, stable, happy love that is on its way to you, and once it's there, it's not going anywhere. So it's about faith, it's about trust, it's about giving yourself credit where credit is due, being kind to yourself, and really just enjoying the ride right now, and giving yourself space to just be. Like, there's nothing to do. You just accepting yourself as you are. Of course, there's always something to heal, there's always something to clean, there's always something for that needs to get done for work, but like right now is genuinely about like resting, taking care of yourself, and being in your feminine energy. Okay? All right, that's all I have for you, Group 3. Like if you liked it, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you like it, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye. Okay, we have our bonus message. What is the higher self of everyone's person wanting to say? The masculine energy. I know I am not good enough for you right now. I am working on giving you what you need. At least they are honest and know it. I can't help but slip into your dreams. You could be having dreams of them. I know I am being unfair. It hurts me to hurt you, but I am not well. Honestly, this could be somebody realizing that it's like, in the past, they could have tried to always blame you, but it could be that it's like, they're realizing that no matter where they go, they take themselves. And I also just saw somebody seeing you through like softer eyes, through like kind eyes. Like, they could have seen you in a very rough way, a very critical way. Especially going back to the other groups and like maybe having some distortion in masculine energy growing up, they could have seen you through very critical, unkind, cold masculine eyes, and it's like their eyes are softening, they're feeling more forgiveness, and they're seeing you more in a feminine light, that they want to protect you, and they want to protect you more than they want to protect their ego. And I feel in the past, their ego was far more important than your feelings or your needs, and I feel like that's changing. You have a beautiful body and a beautiful soul. I like your face too, LOL. You're so fucking attractive to me. It's kind of unbelievable. I really can't even wrap my head around it. I want you so bad. And then we have the card that says they're coming back, but I want that to come out on its own. I want you back. So they're admitting at least they want you back. Do you still love me too? If only you knew how much I care about you and care about us. I want to be a better person. I just don't know how yet. I am working on this. Yeah, so that's like I was saying. Like, it's like in the past, their ego was of far more importance than your feelings or how, like, what was going on for you in this situation. And so it's like they're learning to put that behind them and to just be a kinder person in general, but kinder to you, like genuinely kinder to you. And I feel like you could have been like a punching bag, and then you could have punched back, and it's like, because you can only take it so much before you snap, right? And so it's like, I feel like they're just starting to see things more through your eyes without being mad at you about it. Okay, it did come out. I can't bear to be away from you. It hurts so bad. I'm breaking. I will be back soon. I love you. So definitely have plans of coming back as of how things are on the timeline now. And we also have, please, I need space. So right now they do need some space to work all of that out before they do come back. They're just taking space to process. And then we have, I don't think our love languages are the same because I really do feel for you. Can I please take you on a date? I'm ready to come through correct. So this person will be back when they're ready to treat you correctly. and when you're ready to not let them walk all over you. So it takes two to tango, and I feel like maybe you haven't been setting the proper boundaries, and when you're ready to set the proper boundaries and they're ready to show up correctly and you're not going to budge on negotiating how they show up, then that's when they come back, all right? So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I love you, and I'll see you soon. All right, be safe, be kind, bye.
And I will see you another time. Okay, bye guys. Bye.